To assemble your Allegro 1B legs, you need an 1/8 inch Allen wrench, a 5/32 Allen wrench, a 3/8 combination wrench, a 7/16 combination wrench, and a knife. The Allen wrenches are included with your kit, but the combination wrenches are not. Hi, my name is Kayleen, and I'm here in the BB Garage with Ken.
And I'm Ken here at the BB Garage with Kayleen.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about how to install legs on your Allegro Reformer. So this happens to be an Allegro stretch, but the procedure is the same regardless of what kind of Allegro you have, right?
Exactly.
All right. So before we get started, we need to remove some components and flip the Reformer over. What are we going to remove, Ken?
The risers.
The risers. We should probably remove the ropes as well.
We can do that too.
Okay.
All right. I'll start by pulling out this pin, and then this pops out. I'll put that there. I'll pull out this pin. I'll put this here.
All right. Oh, you're going to need those.
I'm going to need them in a minute.
Keep them
Put
handy.
them there. Okay.
All right. So to flip the Reformer over, we're going to prop up the head end and stand it on the foot bar. And notice we've got the foot bar totally vertical. You can also do this before you have the foot bar installed and flip it flat on its face. Just be sure that when you flip the Reformer over, you're not going to smudge or scratch the vinyl or the frame on the floor. So maybe putting a towel down or something would be helpful. Okay? All right, Ken, you ready?
I am ready.
Oh, one more tip. Make sure there are springs attached. Don't want to send you the carriage.
Ready?
So now that we've got our Reformer flipped over, let's remove the existing feet. So there should be 4 of them, right?
Yep.
Sticking up here. And they should be just, you should be able to just twist them off, and they come off just like that. Okay? All right. I'm going to do the other ones. Ken, you want to start getting the legs out?
Sure.
All right. Now, I'm going to keep these 4 feet somewhere safe in case we ever want to convert back to the low or the flat Reformer position. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So to install the legs on the head end here, we need to add a small piece of hardware. Ken, you want to show them what that hardware is? Yeah. So this just adds a 3rd anchor for the leg bolts. So Ken's going to slide it in. You want to describe what you're doing?
Sure. I'm going to take this guy right here. It's got the big hole in there. The big hole goes in first. We're going to slide it in from the side, and so it's underneath these 2 holes. So I come in like this. I approach the holes, okay? I line the hole up, and then I stick the riser in like that, and that lines it up. Once I put the riser in like this, which is not how you're going to leave it, I can let go of the little piece.
Exactly. And you'll do that on both sides of the frame. And again, this only goes for the head end, not the other end.
So this guy goes in first. We slide him in. We catch it with this finger here. We line the holes up. We drop the riser in, and we're good to go.
Cool. All right, so now we can install the legs on this side, and to do that, we need to have 6 of these bolts. That's 3 for each leg, okay? So I'm gonna hand you 3, Ken.
Mm-hmm.
And here's your Allen wrench.
Got it.
Now, the legs are right and left-sided. So you wanna make sure that you get the long side towards the long side of the Reformer and the short side towards the short side of the Reformer. Okay?
Like this, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And so Ken's going to finger tighten the bolts inside the legs, and then we'll go back and tighten them all with a wrench once they're all started.
Okay,
Here we go.
1, 2. I'm going to change my angle a little bit because to get a more ergonomically correct position here. I can just start these in by hand. I'm taking them down as far as I can by hand before I even put a wrench on it because it's just a lot faster. That's 2, and then the one on the other end. So this wrench that they give you has this little ball end on the side, on the end, and it makes it really easy to get to these guys at an angle, and you can start to tighten them up. And then you get them kind of as tight as you can without really killing yourself, and then you can tighten it up with the short end of the wrench and get them really tight, okay?
Now, how tight are we talking here?
I'm not crazy tight, but you know, I'm going to put 3 fingers on this wrench towards the end and give it a little bit of a crank, and after it stops, I'm going to be good to go. So, let's see here. Got to get it in a little Allen here, so I can pick this one a little bit more. You know, I kind of want it to stop. You know, once it stops, I'm good to go. That's good. I'm going to do this guy. So you can see that I got this down finger tight, and then maybe I get 2 more quarter turns on it before it's probably tight as it needs to be. Sometimes this is better just to feel, and you don't have to look. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So now that we've secured this leg, Ken can remove the riser on this side.
Okay.
And he's going to do the same thing on the other leg. While he's doing that, I'm going to install the other 2 legs on the foot end. Now there's no silver plates that we have to mess with on the other end because they've already got the 3 holes anchored in there. So super straightforward.
Great.
So we'll meet up once the legs are all tightened up.
Okay.
Okay. Now our legs are attached to the frame, and we're ready to put the rubber feet on the bottom. And that's pretty simple, except we have to be sure to do one very important prep before we do that, before we actually attach them. Do you know what that prep step is?
Clean, clean, clean.
Clean, clean, clean. So we've got some alcohol wipes, and we're going to take the wipes to clean the surface, the smooth surface of your rubber feet, as well as the bottom surface of the legs.
This is the bottom surface?
Yep.
And the smooth surface right here, right? We don't want to clean it quite out of here, right?
Correct.
All right.
And that will just allow the adhesive to stick better when we're ready to install. So I'm going to scoot my way back down and do that side, you do this side. I've got some right here.
Oh, you got some, okay.
Thank you.
So are you going to talk on your end, or shall I talk on my end?
You can talk.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So rub-a-dub-dub, right? The adhesives work really good when things are really clean.
And dry.
And dry. Yes, got to wait for that. So.
And you got the face of the leg, the bottom surface of the leg?
Got the bottom legs, they're good.
Great.
Make sure they're dry.
Mm-hmm. Now, they need to be dry or this adhesive will not stick. Okay, so I still see some wetness on yours, Ken. Oh, mine too.
Know any good jokes?
So now that our feet are dry and our pads are dry, we're going to take our little adhesive stickers and put them first on the rubber feet. And that is the easiest way to do it first because they've got a little raised portion around the hole and a 45-degree angle. So we're going to line up the patches with the rubber feet. Okay. There we go. Okay.
We're in good shape.
Ready?
Ready.
What's the next step?
Now we got to peel off the backing on the other side.
Okay.
And if we did this right, then the adhesive will stay on the part. I'm not getting that edge right.
I'm not either. All right, so I got that sticker off the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to line up the 45-degree angle with the 45-degree angle on the foot, and also the hole in the center. So I'm actually going to angle my foot so that it hits the ledge first, the 45-degree angle ledge first, then look down it, line up the holes, and then flatten it out and stick it on. All right. You got that one over there, Ken, or can I help you find the edge?
I am having no luck, and
sometimes it takes some nails.
I may need to put my glasses on or something like that.
Let me start these for you.
Okay. I'm just going to look down as I put this thing on, line it up, put it down, and look down through the hole.
Okay. Now these feet have little screws. Those are not the screws we're looking for. Our screws are in a different little Ziploc bag. So the flathead screw is going to go from the inside of the leg so that you will be able to see. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I got it backwards.
You got it backwards.
I saw your look.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Huh?
You're going to stick the bolt in from the top here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the washer and the nylock nut go on from the inside. And for this, we got out a little wrench.
So I'm going to hold the nut and the washer. I'll put them both under here at the same time. And hopefully start it without dropping stuff, right?
That's the trick.
And I got it.
Cool. All right.
Okay, finger tight.
So have a, yeah. There you go.
I think this is probably going to be this guy.
Yep. So Ken's using a combination wrench for the nut and then tightening with the Allen wrench on the head of the bolt. And He's going snug, but not over tight.
Yeah, because I'm just going into plastic, and I don't want to crash the plastic.
Yep.
Or crush the plastic.
Crush the plastic, exactly.
So, there we go. Nice.
Okay. So you want to do the same thing on the other side?
Sure.
All right. There we go. So on the next one, it goes bolt.
Bolt.
And then on the other side of the bolt and the leg, we put the washer and then the nut.
Like this.
So just
Nice.
like this.
Start it.
Okay, we've got our rubber feet on, the legs are on. Is there something else we wanted to mention before we move on to the transport wheels?
The other thing I was going to mention is that these are brand new feet that we're putting on here. And it's quite possible that you may have this slightly older model which have the older rubber feet. And the older rubber feet are the same shape. The only difference is that they just have adhesive on them only. And all you need to do is wipe the area clean with the alcohol wipe, peel off the adhesive on the rubber foot, and stick it on. There's no screw.
Ah, okay. All right, so now we're ready to change over our transport wheels, and that is at the other end of the Reformer. And then I think we'll be pretty much done.
Good.
Okay. All right. Okay, so now we've got all of our legs installed. It's time to move our transport wheels from the frame to the legs. As they are right now on the frame, they're not going to do us much good to move the Reformer around, so we need to make them a little closer to the floor. So to do that, we're going to take these little L brackets and attach them to the legs. Now, you can do this at either end. We're doing it at the foot end because that's where the carriage is. So we always want the carriage on the end where the wheels are for transport reasons. But it is possible to put it on the other end if for some reason that's what you want to do. Okay? So to install the L brackets, we're going to need 2 sets of this hardware, a bolt and a nylock nut. Okay? Now, you're going to line up the bracket so that the flat side is on the outside, and then the L goes toward the middle of the Reformer. And then the bolt goes through this direction, and then the nut will go on the inside of the leg. Okay? So I'm going to hand tighten both of these before we get any tools out. To tighten these bolts, we're going to need a combination wrench and an Allen wrench. So the wrench, the combo wrench is going to go on the back to hold the nut in place. And then we'll use the Allen wrench to tighten the bolt from the front. We're done with this.
Okay, got it.
Oh my goodness, Ken. That was tough.
Thanks, Kayleen, for your assistance. I couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you for your assistance. Now, we often talk about the right tools for the right job on this show, right? For this job, we used a combination wrench and an Allen wrench. What other options might have made that easier for us?
Well, if we had just an Allen key on the end of an electric drill, that would work out really good.
Yes.
And you said this was 3/16?
No, that is 5/32.
5/32.
Mm-hmm.
We could have used a ratchet wrench with a 7/16.
Yep, you got it.
7/16 on it, and that would have worked a little bit better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And better yet, a ratchet with a universal joint and a 7/16 socket.
There you
Would
go.
be perfect for
Yep.
this job.
All right. Well, now that that's behind us,
Mm-hmm.
we can focus on bringing the wheels up to the new brackets.
Perfect.
So to do that, we need 2 half-inch wrenches, or in this case, we've got a half-inch wrench and a half-inch socket. Okay. And let's have you do it first.
Okay, got
Do
it.
that one first. Okay?
All right. Okay.
So Ken's gonna take off the bolt and the washers and the nut from this wheel. But he's gonna be very careful to keep and to notice what order all of the hardware is in, so that he can put the wheel and all of the hardware back on the new bracket in the same way. Now this is another reason why I like to do this one wheel at a time, so if something drops or something happens, we can always reference the other wheel to see, hey, where's the washer, where's the bolt, and make sure that we put them on in the right orientation.
So we've got a bolt, a washer, right?
Yep,
Then we've got a wheel.
yep,
Then we've got another washer.
yep,
Put that on there. Then we've got another nut, which is another fiber lock. We get that one on. Change our direction.
yep.
Okay.
And we'll tighten it back up again.
Tighten it back up. And these guys, just until it stops, right?
Yep. Now you always want to test to make sure that the wheel turns really easily and it doesn't lock up. My turn?
Your turn.
Excellent.
Okay.
Bolt, washer, wheel, washer, and nut. All right, I think that's good. Now it's really important to leave these brackets on here because you will be attaching your foot strap to this bracket. So don't take the old wheel brackets off, okay? All right, Ken, I think we're all done with the legs. Let's flip her back over.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Okay, now we can reassemble the Reformer and get ready to use it. How about that?
I'll do the risers.
All right.
Okay.
So Ken's gonna grab the risers. He's gonna slide them back into the holes. Yep, be sure and put those quick release pins back in. And I'm going to give Ken the ropes.
And I'm going to give you back a rope.
Well, thank you. I didn't plan that very well, did I? Here we go. Okay, before we head out, Ken, we need to talk about one more thing. Do you know what I'm thinking about?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think I'm thinking what you're thinking.
Are we going to stand this guy up?
I think we should.
All right.
So one of the really cool things about this reformer is you can stand it up on end to get it out of the way. And there are a couple really important things we need to talk about and you need to make sure happen before you actually stand it up. First things first, the carriage is towards the end of the frame that you're going to tip. Well, let me say that better. If we're going to tip from Ken's side, the carriage is on the other side, so that when you do tip it up, the carriage is on the bottom. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. The other thing we need to make sure is that our foot bar is in the right position. The foot bar should be in the second highest position, not the vertical position, but the next one down, and then all the way to the foot bar or to the foot end of the reformer. And that will make sure we've got the foot bar in the right position to be a kickstand, right? Okay. You want to wheel this thing over here?
Let's do it.
So once we get it up, we're going to make sure to, you want to bring it over here, Ken, so we can stand it up against the wall? Now, notice how tall this thing is. You definitely want to make sure that you're not going to hit the ceiling with this light.
Going to go towards you?
Yeah, come towards me. Okay. And then you should be good.
Yep.
We'll just
don't want to get too close to the wall because I don't want to put my risers to the wall, right?
There we go. All right. So that's how you stand up a reformer, okay? I think we've covered the Allegro, don't you think?
I think everything.
All right.
We're in good shape.
All right. So if you need more videos like this one, or say you want to know how to put on the Tower of Power, you can head over to pilates.com/bbgarage. We'll see you there.